So I'm here to speak to you about Chris Tan. Oh, my name's Phil Barlow. At the moment I'm one of the day boy housemasters. Previous to that I was a boarding housemaster for some 15 years and also head of boarding here for 10 years.
My name is Christine Winter and I've been a housemaster at the Scots College for quite a few years, the Day Boy House Fraser.
Hello, my name's Anthony Chandler. I'm currently a housemaster of Kirkland House at the Scots College in Sydney. I've had the pleasure of working with Chris for a number of years now in a boarding capacity. Chris was a tutor, a non-residential tutor in Royal House in 2011. That's when we first started working together. But Chris has also worked in Kirkland House as a tutor in a casual capacity for myself over the past 2 years. I've always found Chris to be completely professional in his approach to his duties, particularly his strength as a pastoral supervisor. He has a wonderful way with the boys. He's able to ascertain their needs and adjust his approach accordingly. I've always found Chris to be very convivial in his approach. He's always indicated to me and the boys under his care of his deep concern, and I suppose he brings a very happy attitude and a very positive vibrancy to the boarding environment that he's worked in my experience.
It's been my very great privilege to work with Chris for the last 2 years in his capacity as a junior tutor in the house. Chris has been a real asset to the junior house program. He has developed a great rapport with the younger boys in the house who really feel that they can go and talk to Chris and that he'll sort things out for them. He's been very reliable and I couldn't really have asked any more of him. He's always been very obliging and his interactions with parents have been great. I've always found Chris to be very reliable, as I said, and very trustworthy and of great integrity and a great role model in the house for the boys. In terms of his character, I find him very, very personable and easygoing, always courteous and always very well attired. And I've found it a great pleasure to work with him, and I'm really very...
...of matters. He obviously had a lot of talents in a lot of different areas, but I sort of came more associated with Chris in 2008, 2009 when we were looking for boarding tutors, and I was very keen to get him to come on board in my boarding house of Kirkland House, where he was a tutor there for some 2 years, and he was excellent in that role, I've got to say. His rapport with the boys, certainly his involvement in the whole boarding community. His attendance to duty was obviously very conscientious and responsible, knew where the boys were at all times and did that duty in a very thorough way. But it wasn't that, it was more the fact that he understood the boys very well. He enjoyed their company, they certainly enjoyed his company. He was very involved in a lot of taking his tutor group on social activities. I remember things like golfing at Moore Park. There's one that came in mind where the boys came back very enthused about being taken out on a Sunday, which was extra to Chris's normal duties. He came in on top of his own time to do that. So I was sorry to lose him in boarding. He made some choices to he went off and worked in another boarding house for a short period of time and did some other things. But he's certainly a very, very capable young man in many respects.
He's concerned about the boys in his care, particularly the boys in his tutor group. He's always willing to go to the extra yard with regards to taking his tutor group out for activities. I know in the time that I've worked with Chris, he took his boys to an indoor golf range, out to movies, out to dinner on a regular basis, at least once or twice a term, and he was willing to go that extra yard. It was an indication of his ability to develop a wonderful rapport with those boys that he was working with in close contact.
And I've found it a great pleasure to work with him, and I'm really very sorry to see him go. It'll be a great loss for the boys and for myself in Fraser House.